Paging Mrs. Parks. Fraudra, aka Phaedra, I'm just kidding. Phaedra Parks from The Real Housewives of Atlanta will be joining the cast of Married to Medicine for their upcoming season. Now, Carlos King confirmed this on his podcast today. If you know Carlos, he's got connections within the industry, especially at Bravo, and he took to his podcast to say that, and you may know this at home, there have been some word on the street, some rumors floating around that Phaedra was going to be joining the Married to Medicine cast. I didn't really, pay it much mind because we hear these rumors all the time. Months ago, they were saying that she was going to join Dubai. I didn't really believe it. Bravo never really takes one cast member from one show and brings them to another. Think about it. We've never really seen that. They recently did it with Beverly Hills, taking Taylor Armstrong to OC. But other than that, you never really see them cross contaminate their talent, if you want to say it in that way. So he said today, he was exclusively confirming on his podcast that, hey, these rumors are indeed true, that he had been hearing for a while that Bravo had approached her to do Married to Medicine. Now, originally, I know what some of you are thinking, why would she not come back to Atlanta where she was originally on, The Real Housewives of Atlanta? Now, apparently, allegedly, well, not even really allegedly, this is coming from Carlos. So they came to Phaedra about coming back to The Real Housewives of Atlanta. They wanted her to come back to The Real Housewives of Atlanta, but the amount of money that Phaedra wanted, they did not have in the Real Housewives of Atlanta budget. So they said, okay, we've got the budget for her over here on Married to Medicine, and she's dating a doctor now. Let's put her over here. Now, we'll get into her dating a doctor in a moment. So some of you at home may also be thinking, well, how did they not have the budget on the Real Housewives of Atlanta to pay her, but they had the budget on Married to Medicine? If you think about over on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they're paying big bucks when it comes to their talent. Candy's the most paid housewife, making around $2 million or more per season. Kenya's been there for over 10 years, so she's bringing in a hefty paycheck. Sheree's bringing in a hefty paycheck, even though she came back. She was an OG. She's been in the game. She's been working for Bravo for a while. So they're forking out a lot of money for the Real Housewives of Atlanta when the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine are bringing in the same amount of ratings, damn near. So they have the budget in the Married to Medicine budget to give Phaedra what she wants, because they're not paying these cast members on Married to Medicine as much as they are the cast members of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like taking Nene and putting her on a show that's not as popular as Housewives of Atlanta. They're going to give most of their money to the biggest star that they've got coming on, right? Most of the budget's going to go to the person with the biggest name to, in turn, get them more viewers, get them more ratings. So when they couldn't get her for Atlanta, they're taking her over to Married to Medicine. Now, I personally would rather, if they're going to bring her back, I would rather see her on Atlanta Housewives, where she came from. I feel like it would just organically make more sense. She has history with these girls. But then again, Married to Medicine does take place in Atlanta. A lot of the Married to Medicine girls are friends with the Atlanta girls. So there are genuine and authentic friendships, I think, there. So it wouldn't be a problem for her to cross over, I guess. Now, Phaedra said at BravoCon, I think was back in November, and she was there, and she did a panel, and she said that she had been dating a doctor for a little over a year now. Now, we don't know this, of course, because we don't see Phaedra on TV anymore. We really don't know what's going on in her life. So I guess that's another good thing about her coming back. We'll get to catch up in her life, see what's going on with her and her 2 children, what's going on with the co-parenting situation between her and Apollo, how do her and Apollo get along, how do her and Apollo's girlfriend get along. How does she balancing this new relationship while being a mother to 2 little boys? It'll be interesting to see how Phaedra fits in and comes back into the mix when it comes to this group. Now listen, either Phaedra wants back on TV really bad, or the fans want her back on TV really bad, or maybe it's a mixture of both, because Listen, she was on Marriage Boot Camp after Housewives of Atlanta, right? Then we were hearing about her being on Dubai. Then we were hearing about her possibly coming back to Atlanta Housewives. Now she's coming to Married to Medicine. Hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm really, really not. Now, Phaedra will also be joining the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. If y'all watch that, it's on Peacock. She will be joining season 4 for it. If you remember, she was on season 2. She was on there with Eva Marcel, Tamra Judge, Vicky Gunvalson, a lot of other ones. And a lot of the fans started missing Phaedra. They liked her on Ultimate Girls Trip. They wanted her back. So the producers are deciding to bring them on for season 4. And we ain't even got season 3 yet. Season 3 hasn't even aired yet, but apparently they've already casted season 4, and it's filming in Marrakesh, somewhere in the Middle East, I believe. So she will be a part of that as well. Now, with the Married to Medicine thing, it kind of makes sense because Married to Medicine has not started filming yet. I'm interested who Phaedra will get along with on the cast and who she will feud with, not get along with. I have a feeling her and Quad will get along great. Her and Dr. Jackie, of course. Jackie gets along with everybody. But I have a feeling that she will bump heads with Dr. Heavenly. Y'all know Heavenly. But I have a feeling her and Heavenly will go toe-to-toe. And that'll be a match made for the reads, baby. That'll be a read down. Dr. Heavenly and Phaedra. Whew, that's lethal. Could you imagine them both coming at you at the same time? That would be lethal. Now, does this mean that y'all are getting rid of Anila Bravo? Please do me and the Bravo sphere and all the fans of Married to Medicine out here, please do us a favor and get rid of the knockoff Mariah that y'all tried to sell us that did not work. We ordered Mariah Huck, and what we got was Anila. Y'all remember they let Mariah go, the person who created this show. I don't know how that's even possible, but they let Mariah go after what? Last season before, and then they decided to bring in this replacement girl who was also, well, I can't say also because Mariah wasn't Indian, but her husband was Indian. Her children were half Indian, Mariah, right? And they've been bringing this Indian woman and her family. This Indian family, and it's almost like they're trying to replace Mariah. And I know a lot of people don't like Mariah. I get it. But I personally loved her. I thought she was the Nene to Married to Medicine. And I don't feel like it was a smart decision getting rid of her, especially giving us Anila. It's time for y'all to get rid of. If y'all are bringing Phaedra back, please do not bring Anila back. And now that I think about it, we don't have room for Phaedra unless y'all are going to get rid of somebody. And it has to be Anila. She just doesn't mesh with this group of girls, in my opinion. Not organically. I get that you were friends with Toya, you were her neighbor, but that doesn't mean that you belong in this group of black women. I'm not saying that another woman of another race can't be on the cast or be in the group, but it just doesn't fit well. Like, hell, the white woman fits in better. What's her name? Carrie Wells from season 1, and she pops in and out here. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Dr. Carrie, or not doctor, but Carrie Wells. She's married to the doctor. She ain't a black woman, but hell, she fits in better with the group than Anila does. I don't know. What do y'all think of Phaedra joining Married to Medicine now that we know that this is not rumors and that this is factual, it's confirmed? I try to only do videos that I know are confirmed. I don't like to do a lot of speculation videos because then they don't come true. Like, we did a video on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip new cast, and I don't even think that was the correct cast. That's just what the streets were saying back then. I need to do a new video updating that since we now know who the cast is, but I try to do, credible videos with things that are confirmed by credible sources. So I want to hear from you guys. Please make sure that you let me know what you think about Phaedra joining Married to Medicine, the new season. Also, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I would so appreciate your support. Just hit that button right below this video. It'll say subscribe right down there. Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and like the channel. When you like the channel, that helps my video get shared throughout the YouTube community, and more people like yourself can find me. Last but not least, join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. What do you think of Phaedra Parks joining Married to Medicine? Do you think she'll be a good fit? Or would you rather her go back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Or would you rather her not come back at all? Some of us don't want to see her at all. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think it'll spice some things up. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video. We'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See you.